Good evening. Welcome in daily UPSC editorial audio program. It's her body times of India. The great India's stack story. Useful first step the Hindu. Now the full editorial. It's her body, the times of India. Importance of Kerala's High Court ruling. Women have bodily autonomy. Nudity is not obscenity per se. Times of India editorial. Full full marks to Kerala High Court for affirming women's bodily autonomy as it acquitted Rehana Fatima. High Court said a naked female body is not inherently obscene or sexually explicit. Fatima has posted a video on social media showing her minor son and daughter painting on her bare torso, for which she was charged under the POSCO Act and the IT Act. Fatima's act was at odds with traditional values, which don't view a woman's body as simply the body of a fellow human who owns it and can use it as she sees fit. The basis of morality when it comes to women's bodily bodies is usually male control, which sees women's bodies as passive property to be covered up or revealed as men decide. These notions run deep, are internalized. That's why many argued Fatima's son would inevitably be psychologically sacred by the body that birthed him, or that her bare torso was obscene simply because it was bare. High Court's verdict rejects these arguments, saying rightly there was no proof of sexual intent, that the video was shown in open court, that the court noted Fatima's message against sexual abuse and her activism against moral policing are further demonstrations of intelligent, progressive judicial thinking. Fatima's video should be in fact be situated in the larger context of women's defiance of mainstream structures and protest against sexual violence. 2 decades ago in Manipur, after the rape and killing of Thangiyam Manorama, middle-aged Manipuri mother, is stripped naked to shame security forces. Some women have shed their clothes to manifest a truth larger than any social structures like the mystics Akka Mahadevi and Lal Ded, who renounce palaces and positions in their devotional love. A conservative, patriarchal society will want to surpass many such actions. That's why an enlightened judiciary is so crucial. Great India Stack story, its efficiency, access, cost effectiveness, and scale have many countries looking at our digital financial infrastructure as the model to adopt. It is enabling economic inclusion as well. Arvind Pangadia, the writer of Professor Columbia University, among the numerous areas that have seen major transformation in India is the in among the numerous areas that have seen major transformation in India in the past 9 years, financial inclusion stands out. Besides taking a long leap under PM Modi, India has been historically a pioneer in this area. Until as recently as 2 decades ago, policy discourse in this area centered on microfinance and microcredit, promoted through the instrumentality of self-help groups through Muhammad Yunus of Bangladesh is commonly credited with pioneer microcredit in 1976. In reality, Laben Bhatt of Gujarat preceded him by a good 4 years. As early as 1972, she has founded the self-help group known as SEVA, Self-Employed Women's Association. The term financial inclusion also has had Indian origins. Former RBI Governor V.Y. Reddy, who was keen to see access to banking services for excluded sections of society improve, first introduced the term in RBI's 2005 to 6 annual credit policy statement, elaborating on it in a mid-term review that followed. Subsequently, in 2010, G20 included financial inclusion within its agenda. Today, financial inclusion is viewed as critical to achieving many of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In today's fast evolving world, even the term financial inclusion has been superseded by digital financial inclusion and going far beyond microfinance and microcredit includes universal access to and use of formal financial services relating to saving, borrowing, investing in insurance and pension by digital means. It is in the area of digital financial inclusion that India has emerged as the pioneer and disputed leader during the past 9 years. India's digital financial infrastructure, known as India Stack, addressed nearly all aspects of financial inclusion using digital technology. The infrastructure is secure, reliable, and interoperable among different companies. In terms of efficiency, access, cost effectiveness, and scale, it has no peers around the world. India Stack effectively stacks these different layers of digital infrastructure. Layer 1 is the Aadhaar identity system, which allows electronic verification of identity is assigned each individual a 13-digit number and links it to their biometric data, fingerprints, and retina scan, name, address, and mobile phone number, which are securely stored on the servers of the Unique Identification Authority of India (UIDAI). The ecosystem within this layer allows electronic authentication of identity (eKYC) and electronic signing of document e-sign. Today, 1.34 billion Aadhaar identity holders have access to these services at no cost for transactions during proof of identity. Layer 2 of India Stack is the payment layer formed by Platform Unified Payment Interface (UPI), which intermediates secure fund transfers between Aadhaar linked bank accounts in real time and at no or minuscule cost. As of January 2023, the platform hosted 382 banks. The system allows hundreds of millions of account holders of these banks to send and receive funds from one another in real time, with merchants operating through Aadhaar linked bank accounts as well. The system facilitates not just peer to peer P2P but also peer to merchant P2M transactions. Layer 3 of India Stack is the data layers. Once fully implemented, financial information providers FIPs such as banks, credit rating agencies, tax platforms, insurance providers, pension agencies, and securities firms would store the transactions data of their customers under their Aadhaar number of the platform. Financial information users FIUs such as lenders, wealth managers, brokers, and wallet firms will have access to these data, but not directly. Instead, only RBI regulated account aggregator fiduciaries will have direct access to the platform and would, with the consent of the customer, provide their data to the FIUs in return for a fee. Data ownership will remain with the customer, and the aggregator will simply transfer the data in a secure manner to the FIU without being permitted to store it. The data sharing will speed up transactions such as loan and insurance scale and facilitate target marketing. It is on the back of layers 1 and 2 that digital financial transactions have witnessed an explosive growth in India from just 2.4% of GDP in 2015-16. They have shot up to 76.1% in 2022 to 23. No surprise that many countries are taking a serious look at the Indian digital infrastructure as the model to adopt. Even NYT, which is known for its uniformity negative coverage of India and Modi, felt compelled to report recently billions of mobile app transactions, a volume dwarfing anything in the West, covers each month through a homegrown digital network that has made business easier and brought large numbers of Indians into the formal economy. India's Digital platforms are also integrating financial inclusion with economic inclusion. The government now routinely makes cash transfers directly to the bank accounts of 110 million of more farm families. As many as 13.9 million businesses, the vast majority of them unincorporated and small, are registered honest good and services tax network GSTN. And in 2022-23, government e-marketplace GEM has intermediated transactions worth 1.5 trillion between the 66,000 government buyers organized and nearly 6 million sellers and service providers that it hosts. In Amrit Kal India is transacting as never before. Useful first step. The Hindu issues behind violence in Manipur are naughty, but truth telling should help. The setting up of a three-member panel by the union government to prove an ethnic violence in Manipur that was claimed nearly 100 lives and displaced over 35,000 people must be welcome. Its term of reference are clear, uh, and inquiry into the causes and the spread of the violence and whether there was any dereliction of duty by the authorities. This has the potential to set a process of truth telling in motion that could nurture the possibility of reconciliation between the bounded ethnic communities. Riots and ethnic violence, in particular, rarely occur without driving forces. The fact that this occurred in Manipur with the help of looted weapons from police armories only underlines this. Affixing responsibility for the violent actions to key actors and holding them accountable are the first step in building trust in those responsible for governance. That arson and violence continued in the state even after the Union Home Minister visited affected areas, and only 18% of the looted weapons returned to the uh, armories. Suggest that distrust among the two ethnic communities, the Maitis and Kukis, remain intact, besides indicating the inability of the state government to act as a catalyst or a return of lasting peace. The paramilitary forces that have created a security grid and are patrolling buffer areas between the Imphal Valley and adjoining hill areas where the Kuki people live. To prevent any violence can only be of limited help. The political representatives of the two communities, MLAs in particular, who share party affiliations but differ in their ethnicities, must act as the bearers of peace and reconciliation. The underlying differences between the groups require a longer political dialogue and rumination, as they are not easy to solve. Many among the Kukis and the Nagas claim that the demand for scheduled tribe status for Metis, opposed by a section among them, is unjustified, while Meitei sections resent the benefit of affirmative action for hill tribes. The Metis also have the grievance that they lack the explicit privilege of owning land in hill areas, unlike the rights that anyone can have in the Imphal Valley. Historical patterns of the land ownership and dwelling by the Cookies have also made them susceptible to claim that they have encroached on reserve forest, and the steps taken by the government to clear such areas have created an impression of seize mentality among them. A process of reconciliation cannot succeed unless these knotty issues are tackled. For this to happen, representatives of these communities must rise above their narrow sect, sectarianism and look for constitutional solutions. A beginning has to be made to tamp down on the violence, return the displaced to their homes, secure their lives, and isolate these responsible for wanton violence and bring them to justice. Thus, much depends on the Commission's work in this regard. Thank you.